That's a great question. I have many pieces of advice, but the main I normally think about when I've been asked this is like always investing in your own growth and continuous development. Uh, every time you start or early in your career, it's like it's easy to focus the task at hand, and maybe your manager says, "Okay, we need to do all this," and you end up forgetting about your own development, and that sometimes can be detrimental to your career. Like you're so fully focused, and in line with that, I would say try as many roles as you can, perhaps within the same domain that you're working on, but that will give you like a broader picture, not only of the business, but also in terms of like where you can be your next move. That helped me a lot back then, and I realized a bit later that I should focus more on that.
Can you share a pivotal moment in your career journey that made a significant impact?
Many, but early, a pivotal moment was like after 2-3 years where I started working, and has to do with embracing failure, right? And embracing failure as an opportunity. I even said this to my kids, like every time you commit an error, we're all humans and can fail. The important thing is to learn from it so you don't commit it again. So that's what I'm saying about embracing the failure. For me, back then, I was in a very small company, and we created some problems within the production line, and it cost a bit of money, but understanding what happened and never happen again, and create processes that avoid those errors to occur in the future was really very important. So I normally say when you fail fast and recover, and you learn from it so you don't do it again. So that for me, it was pivotal in terms of being more conscious every time I try to touch anything, or even if I have a team, teaching the team how should be done so we don't suffer this kind of stuff. But if we happen to have it, then the most important thing is to learn from it, without focusing necessarily on who's the culprit, but why it happened. Have this mindset of understanding the root causes. Definitely is pivotal in any kind of domain, not just in the career.
How do you approach challenges and setbacks in your professional life? And what is your go-to strategy for overcoming them?
Well, totally related with the previous one. No, in that case, that was a challenge, was a setback, it was costly, right? So the first thing I do is like trying to assess the situation, right? It's like a step back and assess, okay, what happened, why, the root causes I mentioned earlier. And then understanding, okay, it's within my control or my team control. Understanding that root cause, if possible, definitely allows you to start planning. Right? As the famous saying, right? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail, literally, right? Then, of course, I learn from the failure, as I mentioned earlier, analyzing what went wrong. If there's a pattern, it's going to be repeated in the future. Understand sometimes what others are doing in this case. That means that sometimes you have to seek support, right? Or like from your manager or the community. Luckily, we live in a world that communities are huge, and we can share our experiences and our learnings. That's something I would love to have had back then when I started my career, but that's a plus of these days. Well, once you probably got it, in a way, like the root cause, you can like maybe very big, right? So you need to break it down. That's like the famous divide and conquer strategy. And it can be overwhelming, I know, but always rely on your team. Working as a team is always better than in solo, right? So that also allows you to stay resilient for the future. Right? Remind yourself that setbacks are common, can happen, and we're human. Just focusing on moving forward and understand what happened, improve the process, and prevent from happening again. And that means that if you actually solved it and found the root cause and the process, celebrate with the team that happened, right? Even if it's a small or a big victory, as they normally call it. I will definitely do that and keep the team motivated, keep myself motivated. Of course, that if you celebrate even small wins, you boost the morale also. yeah, that's how I would probably go with setbacks and challenges every day, even now, not just when I started.